Hey guys, this video is going to be about a subject we've all talked about before, and it's been brung up here recently by a lot of people sending me PMs. Not just one or two people, but for some reason, things hit all at once. Like there'll be a subject going around the internet, and it seems like everybody will make a video about that subject. And it seems like here, just this past few days, I've been getting all kinds of PMs about viruses on the Mac. And I thought we had went over this before, but I guess it's not the case, because we obviously got some people out there that believe it has to do with market share. Now, I'm not trying to insult your guys' intelligence. You're rationalizing why Mac has no viruses, and you're logically putting these pieces together, and logically and theoretically it makes sense. I can understand why you tell yourself, well, there's not as much market share, so naturally there's not going to be as many viruses because people want to write viruses for the majority. You know, I can understand that type of logical thinking. But regardless of how logical it seems, it's wrong. It's wrong. Market share might have a little bit to do with viruses, but 80% is not market share. Okay? Market share hardly has anything to do with the amount of viruses on Mac OS X. Okay? Case in point, on a lot of you guys who are probably telling me that it's because of market share, never used an OS 9 system or earlier. OS 9 was laden with viruses. It had a plethora of viruses. Thousands of viruses were available for OS 9. And it didn't even have barely the niche of the market that OS X does now. Okay? To say that Mac doesn't have enough people to warrant writing a virus for is completely misleading and wrong. There's over 30 million people on a Mac. And you can say, well, you can get more people if you write a virus for Windows. But that don't matter. 30 million plus people worldwide is a good reason to write a virus. Okay? 30 million users is not something to shake a stick at, people. Over 30 million users. And we're not talking about the cell phone market. Apple's iPhone has now overtook Windows Mobile in market share. Now go out onto Google and search Win Mobile viruses. Okay? And go out on the internet and search iPhone viruses. The only viruses you're going to find for the iPhone are ones that get onto jailbroken phones. The only viruses you're going to find for a Mac just about are viruses that are put into pirated software. Okay. It has absolutely nothing to do with market share. What hacker out there, or what virus producer, virus writer, what hacker wouldn't want the acknowledgement of being called the first person to truly write a destructive virus for OS X? There's not a hacker on the planet that wouldn't want that reputation. It would make him famous. Yes, I'm the first hacker who truly wrote a destructive virus spread through email on Mac OS X. You're telling me that they're steering away from that just because there's not enough people? Bullshit. We Mac users are rubbing it in the hackers' faces about how we don't have viruses, and there's still not any viruses for Mac. You might be able to go out and find one here or there inside of some pirated software, but even then it's not going to be very destructive, and then it's not going to spread via email or like you can on Windows. I just don't understand how you guys can actually think that it has all to do with market share. I mean, I can understand how you may think it a little bit, but I don't understand how you think it all has to do with market share, because we are rubbing it in the hackers' faces. It seems like they'd want to say, we told you so. See, we can write a destructive virus for Mac. We're just not fooling with it because it's not worth our time. Okay, prove it to us then, hackers. Show us a destructive virus in the wild that Mac users can get from just going to a web page. And there's no way you're going to go to a website and get a virus unless you okay it. Unless you say, okay, yeah, it'll come up and tell you, hey, you need to download this plugin, or you need to download this update. And you say yes, and it downloads it, and you're infected. But you can't do it without saying yes. Okay? Do you know how many websites that I've went to on a Windows machine, and as soon as I go to that website, boom, it automatically starts downloading something, and as soon as it gets done downloading, it executes it without my permission, without me doing anything. It starts to download and executes it when it gets done downloading. That's happened to me numerous times on Windows. Never, ever happened to me on Mac. Ever. I've been using Mac for decades, and it's never happened. Well, let's just assume we've all started with OS 10. That's over a decade ago. Almost a decade ago. 9 years ago, and still nothing. And if you're holding on to that market share claim, then why isn't the iPhone got more viruses than Win Mobile? It's got a bigger market share of the mobile phone market, for sure. It just overtook Windows Mobile, actually. The only person who has more is RIM. I'm just trying to get through to you guys that while market share can play a factor, it's not the reason we're not getting destructive viruses on OS 10. It's not the reason. You may find somebody that found a hole in Safari, but this, that, or the other. But you're not going to find anything that's truly, truly amounting to anything. I've asked people several times, send me a virus for my Mac for OS 10 via email that I can open up and it infect my computer and be destructive. Not just use me as a spam station or something. It's just not going to happen. And I'm trying to do it as I don't want to be rude to people because they think it's because of market share. But that's giving people way too much credit. That's giving Windows way too much credit. To even imply that Windows is even halfway as secure as OS 10, it kind of makes me wonder about how much you really know about these computers and how long have you been using them. Because I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence here, but when I think about things on the level, I just don't see how people can really think about that. If they really sit down and do the math on these things, I don't see how they could end up still believing what they believe about market share and stuff, because that really has nothing to do with it. Time and time again, we Mac users have begged you virus guys to put something in the wild for the Mac, and time again, it's not really happened. And it's not going to happen. And to say it's only because of market share is completely ridiculous when there's over 30 million users on the platform. That's crazy. That's crazy. If you guys want to defend PC, hey, that's fine. But please don't call me an idiot because I do Mac versus PC stuff. It's what I do. I've carved out a niche for myself. It's entertainment. People come to my videos to see this stuff. That's what they watch. That's what they do. And I don't appreciate people calling me an idiot or unintelligent or annoying, because that's what I do. I mean, that's what I do. That's all I do. That's all I've always done. I also do tutorials on my other channels. Try to help people. This is for entertainment purposes. And to get onto somebody because they feel passionately about something is just wrong. Don't call me annoying or stupid because I feel passionately about my Mac. My Mac feeds my family. I make my money with my Mac, guys. It makes my living. I'm passionate about my Mac, and I have every right to be passionate about that Mac. Okay, just like some people are passionate about car races. Some people are passionate about other brand names. Some people are passionate about all kinds of things. Some are passionate about their art. Some are passionate about their writing. It's all relative. And because it's a Mac, doesn't make me any more stupid than anybody else that has passions. I defend my passions. I enjoy arguing about Mac versus PC. It's what I like to do. And to anybody that says people who do that's annoying and stupid, that really shows their intelligence, if you ask me. So this was not an attack video, anybody. I just wanted to let you guys know. Look at the iPhone platform, the Win Mobile platform. Look at OS 9. Come on, we're touting, we're teasing virus writers, us Mac users. Come on, give us something. Is that all you got? You can't get us, can you? I mean, people, they're rubbing it in their face. And I still see hardly no viruses. I still don't see files downloading when I go to a website automatically and executing automatically. I still don't see this shit happening. Why? Because it's a Unix-based operating system. That's the reason. And if anybody else tells you any other reason, they're completely off the rocker. They just fell into this logical thinking, like, oh, there's more people here, so this is what they're going to write viruses for. No, that's not it. 30 million people is plenty. Anybody would love to have the recognition of being the first true destructive virus writer for Mac OS 10, and we're sitting here rubbing it in their faces and they still won't respond? What? I don't care how much they're bragging that we can't write a virus for them. Let them brag. We're just going to ignore them. Bullshit. If they could get us, they would. And it's that simple. Y'all need to stop thinking anything else. OS 10.